Here's my 2,400 points of Orcs and Goblins. And for Lords we have Warusag and Savage Orc Warboss and Black Orc BSB and level 1 with Lucky Shrunken Head. And for core we have 35 Savage Orc Big Guns and 25 ordinary Savage Orcs. And for special 3 Wolf Chariots, 2 Boar Chariots, and for rare 1 Doom Diver, 1 Rocklobba, 1 Snotling Pampwagon, 2 Mangled Squigs and 1 Giant. For Warusag spells, Fist of Gork, Hand of Gork, Headbutt, here we go. And the level 1 got Foot of Gork.
This is my 2,400 points Ogre Kingdoms or Ogre Kingdoms. Starting with Lords, a level 4 Slaughtermaster with Lord the Great Maw. He has Armored of Silver Steel and Dawnstone. Then there is a Bruiser, who's the BSB, with no items but a Rude Maw banner. And a Butcher, he is level 1 Wizard with Lore of Death, and has a Dispel Scroll and a Spell Shield. For core, Iron Guts, full command. Special, 4 Mournfang Cavalries with nothing extra, just full command. 6 Man-Eaters, 3 of them have a brace of Ogre Pistols, and 3 of them have great weapons, and they have Scouts and Swift Stride. And then for rare, a Thunder Tusk and 1 Iron Blaster. The level 1 Butcher got the Purple Sun of Cerus as his spell, and the level 4 Slaughtermaster have Spine Marrow, Brain Gobbler, Troll Guts and the Maw.
Orc and Goblins movement phase. Managed to get the pump wagon into the Man-Eaters, and then I put the chariots around them. These move up slightly, this back a little bit, and I put my Genderon down in the corner here. The big swigs. Magic and shooting phase. Magic phase I tried to cast Hand of Gork, succeed, but he used his Dispel Scroll, and I tried to put my Doom Diver in his Mournfangs, but I did no wounds. Combat, managed to get 3 impact hits on 2 d6, so he wiped me out, and my Goblin Chariot fled the table.
Ogre Kingdoms turn 1 movement phase. The Man-Eaters charged the Doom Diver, and the Thunder Tusk moved up. The Iron Guts moved into one of the Giant Squigs and lost 8 wounds, and the Mournfangs just moved up a little bit. The Iron Blaster stays put onto Magic and Shooting. Ogre Kingdoms turn 2 Magic and Shooting.
Turn 1.
Turn 1 Magic and Shooting. Power dice was only 3 for Ogre Kingdoms and 1 for Orcs and Goblins, so 1 spell was cast. It was Troll Guts, and it got in on the Mournfangs.
And I saved mine.
And the Orcs saved his die. Shooting, the Stonehorn managed to do 1 wound on the Giant Squig with both the shots, both the Rider and the Stonehorn. And then the Iron Blaster aimed for the Goblin Chariot, but didn't reach it, despite 3 dice. On to Close Combat. Close Combat, the Man-Eaters destroyed the Doom Diver and reformed up. End of turn 1.
Goblin turn 2. For charges, put the wolf riders, no, the wolf chariot in the stone horn, and I tried to charge with my small bus there in the stone horn as well, but I failed. My big squeaks there killed a Mornfang and did 5 wounds to the iron bus. A general is still in the corner. Moved up the chariot a little bit, turned my giant, and I managed to rally the orc chariot. Orcs goblin shooting a magic phase, or magic and shooting phase. I tried to cast Hand of Gork, succeed, but he used his dice to stop it. And then I managed to get on Foot of Gork on this unit here. I did 6 wounds, and for shooting I didn't hit anything, no. Goblins, close combat. Managed to do 4 impact hits, and I did 4 wounds. But then he killed me.
Ogre Kingdom's end of movement phase turn 2. The Iron Blaster moved up to have a free line of sight to the Goblin Chariot. The Mornfangs and the Iron Guts moved up, and the Thunder Tusk moved away from the approaching Orcs. And the Man-Eaters turned up to be able to fire on the oncoming Orc Chariot onto shooting and magic phase. Ogre Kingdom's magic and shooting. The level 1 Butcher had 4 power die.
Yes, needed 15.
Needed 15, got the Purple Sun. Orcs and Goblins didn't manage to dispel. Fired the template straight across the Savage Orcs. Killed 29 Savage Orcs, but no characters. And then also the Chariot. So that was a game-changing roll. Here are all the fallen greenskins. And then the Iron Blaster shot and killed the Wolf Chariot, sneaking up behind. And the Thunder Tusk did 1 wound to the Stone Thrower.
The Goblin, turn 3, movement phase. I moved over my characters to my normal Savage Orcs here. The big squig managed to kill the Stone Horn. I moved my giant and my chariot towards the Man-Eaters. Over 2 winds of magic. For magic phase, I miscast the Hand of Gork. Moved my big squig here in front of the iron bus. Got 9 on the table and lost 1 wound on each wizard. And then I, in the shooting phase, managed to do 5 wounds to the bus with the Stone Thrower.
Ogre Kingdom movement phase for turn 3. The Man-Eaters failed their charge towards the Savage Orcs, so they just moved 3 inches up. The Iron Guts turned around and is now facing the oncoming Savage Orcs. The Mornfangs moved up, and the Iron Blaster moved into position to fire at the Stone Thrower onto magic and shooting. End of Ogre turn 3, magic and shooting. For the magic, the level 4 first cast Spine Marrow, the big version, on both the Mornfangs and the Iron Guts, and it was a success. Orcs and Goblins didn't dispel. And then second cast was Troll Guts, big version, and it was a miscast, so they both have regeneration. For the miscast, I rolled a 7, so it was a strength 10 hit on every model in base contact, and it ended up being 2 wounds to the unit. Shooting, the Iron Blaster misfired on the first die, so nothing happened and he can't fire this turn or next. No close combat, so move on to Orcs and Goblins turn 4.
So Goblin turn 4. The the giant charged the man-eaters, and they failed their terror test. And then I combo shot with the chariot here, and they fled the table. The big squig managed to do 2 wounds to the Morfangs. Backed up the Savage Orcs a little bit, turn this one around. Magic and shooting, managed to get Foot of Gork with my level 1 off, but it's scattered off. For shooting, direct hit in this unit, and I did 1 wound.
Movement Ogre turn 4. Iron Blaster moved up. Iron Guts moved towards the Savage Orcs. And the Mornfang didn't charge, but instead moved up to have a better charge in turn 5 onto magic and shooting. End of Ogre Kingdoms turn 4 for magic phase. The level 1 again managed to miscast the Purple Sun and completely annihilated the Savage Orcs, also killing Wursag and 19 Savage Orcs. And in return that unit got 2 wounds. That was a fair trade. Also managed to get on Spine Marrow on the Iron Guts and the Mornfangs, but the Orcs and Goblins dispelled the Troll Guts, so no regeneration. And the Iron Blaster can't shoot this turn either. So moving on to Orcs turn 5.
Yeah. Goblins turn 5. Giant moved in the front arc of the man-eaters. And Morfangs. And Chariot moved up. Did a swift reform here. Over to Magic. Magic and shooting phase. I managed to get Foot of Gork off with the miscast, but I missed it. No, I hit, but I scatter off. And then on the miscast I lost my levels, so I'm now level 0. Shooting phase, I missed the bus.
Ogre Kingdoms movement turn 5. The Mornfang charged into the flank of the Giant, and the Iron Guts charged the remaining Savage Orcs, and the Iron Blaster didn't move. On to Winds of Magic and shooting. Winds of Magic, Troll Guts onto the Iron Guts, that was the only thing. And then the Iron Blaster killed off the Stone Rock Lobba and move on to close combat. End of Ogre Kingdoms turn 5. The Iron Guts killed the remaining Savage Orcs and all the characters left for the Orcs, except for the general that's hiding still behind the building. The Mornfang did 4 wounds on the Giant, and the Giant killed 1 Mornfang in return. And then moving on to Orcs and Goblins turn 6.
Oh! Also Goblins turn 6. The Chariot in the flank of the Morfangs, and the big guns into the Iron Guts. Also Goblin turn 6, close combat phase. Killed my last Savage Orcs, big guns. Killed the Mornfangs. New shooting magic phase.
Kingdoms turn 6. The Iron Guts position themselves behind their remaining Orcs to cast some magic. And we move on to shooting and magic phase. So that was the end of the game. The Iron Guts tried to cast 2 spells. One was dispelled, the panic test for the Wolf Chariot, and then the Maw was cast, hit the Giant, but the Giant passed the initiative test. Then the Iron Blaster fired, tried to get them both, but only managed to hit the Wolf Chariot that was killed. And that wraps up Boar Chariot. And that wraps up the game. So the remaining units are an Iron Blaster for the Ogre Kingdoms, and a few Iron Guts with the characters, and for the Orcs and Goblins they have the Giant, and down here in the corner the General that was not part of the game at all, and the Giant Squig down here.